today we will be talking about Asos. I am your host Tom, and this is our guest Izzy, who I understand has extensively researched Asos's business model.
Yes. So Asos is really looking at the experiences. It's what sets them apart really. So they're obviously they're an online retail business and they're looking at, they're selling products, making products, but they're also making sure that they're doing really good experiences for their customers. So this is looking at their online website, their social media, their app to make sure that they're really engaging.
So what does this mean for their use of resources? So
in order to be engaging, they have to have a really good reliance on technology. It has to be efficient for their information systems because it's got to function. This means that they have a big reliance on technology and their production and their suppliers as well, because that's all part of the making sure that the customer has got what they want.
And what kind of expenditure is needed to make all of this work efficiently?
So obviously, as it's an online retail business, it's a lot of reliance on warehousing. So they have distribution costs as their main expenditure. It's £380 million. So it's a big part of their expenditure, obviously with staff and warehousing and production and marketing, all that part is part of it too.
And their revenue streams, what do these consist of?
So obviously the biggest part of revenue is their retail sale of products, but also advertising is a massive part too.
And you mentioned earlier their target market.
Yeah.
Could you please explain more to us about that?
So they're really focusing on a big mass target market from 15 to 34-year-olds, and it's both genders. So they're working on making sure they're hitting all types of people that want their products. So this is having a marketplace where they can have different brands, different prices as well, different whether it's designer or normal. So that's part of it.
Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you.
Welcome to our second interview. Welcome, George.
Hello.
I believe you're here today to talk to us about the strategic value of IT to Asos.
I am indeed. So Asos faces a vast array of competition in the fashion industry, specifically with online retailers targeting the same demographic. However, Asos differentiates itself against the competition as a result of unique USPs that create value. These USPs stem from large investment into technology and digital experience that enhance the customer experience and streamline their business operations.
What is the importance of data for Asos?
So as Data is a multi-channel company, they offer their services on an array of platforms, so data is premises to the business. For example, Asos builds models on a variety of variants, including demographics, purchase history, and how long you spend on the website. The processing of this data allows customer information, trends, and preferences to be discovered. That helps Asos predict inventory fluctuations and also tailor their marketing strategies.
What other areas of business use IT?
So Asos are also doing large investments into AR, so augmented reality, so that enhances the customer experience. The journey to cloud-based technologies has also allowed them to keep up with their rapid development as their method prior to cloud-based technology was not sustainable. And also, behind the scenes, they are also investing into the logistics, which also helps them to keep up with their competitive advantage of allowing next day delivery.
Now, how is this use of IT benefiting Asos?
So this benefits Asos into one of the most successful online clothing retailers. Their website traffic peaked in April 2019 with 56 million visits. Ultimately, it's the customer experience that drives the success of any online business, so the future relationship of technology and Asos will be likely to continue to develop.
Thank you for joining us today, George. Welcome to our third interview today with Jess.
Hi.
We've already established the importance of IT for Asos. Are there any particular areas where they are excelling at, or particular areas that need improving?
During my research, I discovered that one of the key strengths of Asos is the visual feature that they have on that app. This is where you can take a photo of a piece of clothing and the search engine will find products that are relevant to what Asos have in their stock. This is a really good feature because it's actually been discovered that customers who use this feature spend 9% more compared to the ones who don't. This is also really good for their competitive advantage because companies such as Boohoo do not have this feature, so hopefully customers will be motivated to go to Asos because they can shop a little bit faster. Also, their Instagram has 6 million users, and this is also really good for their cookies because when customers go on other websites, the cookies will pop up and advertise things from Asos, such as their unique selling point, which is next day delivery. And also going on to the just going on to the negatives a little bit. Although I said that the visual feature is really good, it also does have its teething problems. The algorithms need improving. I actually took a photo of something that I know Asos have, and it didn't come through onto the search, and I think that's really bad, because if customers are looking for something and it says that they don't have it when they actually do, then Asos is losing money. But another good thing I did find on my research is that the supply chain is really good. They've changed to automotive supply, which has increased sales by 12%. However, this also does have its teething problems, because Berlin has been one of the main countries that have suffered from this. They have had stock shortages, which has decreased sales. But overall, I am impressed. But there are things, as I have mentioned, that need improving.
Yes, thank you, Jeff, for joining us today.
No worries.
Welcome today to our fourth and final interview. Welcome, Izzy.
Hi, Tom.
Today we will be talking about ERDs and databases. So, what exactly is an ERD?
So an ERD stands for Entity Relationship Diagram, and this is basically a summary describing the different entities in Asos and their relationship. So it's created using graphical symbols, as these are really easy to understand.
So, what are some of the relationships between these entities?
So there are loads of relationships in Asos, but some really key ones are customer and order. So one customer can place one-to-many orders, however, one order can only really belong to one customer. This is the same with employee and department, so an employee can belong to one department, however, a department can have one-to-many employees. Similar with supplier as well, because a supplier can supply one-to-many products, but one specific product really can only be supplied by one supplier.
Now, when creating this, did you face any issues with the relationships?
Yes, so as you might have gathered, the one-to-many relationship is ideal within an ERD diagram. Some problem you can face is a many-to-many relationship. So with order and employee, this was an issue we faced in the original ERD. So with order, an order can be handled by one-to-many employees, and an employee can handle one-to-many orders. So you have to add something called a bridge entity. So ours was order script acting as an auxiliary. So order script basically is a work device, for example, like an overhead screen or a work note that basically describes a specific task that the employee has to do within the order.
So, using the ERD that Izzy provided, Surrey Business Review has been able to make an access database. We've included 10 entities, each of which has further attributes. Doing this then allowed us to carry out an SQL, structured query language, an example of which can now be seen on your screen. We included the syntax select, from and where in order to search for a product with a matching code from Asos's website. You'll see now on your screen again the product that we searched for and the matching code. We were able as well to select from our database a series of information such as price, the brand, the colour of the product. This can be done for various tables such as for customer and suppliers, not just for products. Do you have any recommendations about Asos's website?
Yeah, well, every website has its faults. However, I think a growing concern for Asos is the increase in mobile use. So over 40% of site purchases are from mobile phones, with 70% of site visits just being from mobile phones alone. So this is something that Asos really need to think about. Their speed test didn't come in great, as they took 2.1 seconds to load the first photo. Now, competitors such as Boohoo and Very took 1.5 to 1.3 seconds, and with consumers wanting websites to load within 2 seconds and 50% leaving if they don't, this is something that they really need to work on, as the extra milliseconds could really, gain them some sales.
Thank you for joining us today on Surrey Business Review. We hope you enjoyed meeting the experts from Group 33. Till next time, goodbye.